Today, city officials gathered with faith leaders and mothers who lost their sons to gun violence at Decatur's Central Park. It was to mourn their loss, to honor their memory, and search for solutions. WCIA3's Mark Maxwell has the story from Decatur.
The gun violence is so painful.
Vivian Pennerman knows that pain all too well after a September phone call changed her life forever.
I had received calls, and saying that my son had been shot, and all my hopes were shattered. When they told me that they'd done all they could do and offered me a chair, I knew then that I had lost my son.
She wiped away tears at a prayer vigil Monday night, where faith leaders honored the memory of her son and dozens of others killed in Decatur since 2018.
These are the latest victims. All the victims of Decatur, Illinois. Most of these victims never had any justice, and some of their cases are cold.
The list of victims, 4 pages long, and solutions to stop the violence, few and far between.
They're still shooting. So what it's going to take to get these kids and killers off the street?
This has to stop, folks. We cannot continue this way with people shooting each other in the streets of Decatur. I mean, we had a 10-year-old who was shot. A 10-year-old.
City Councilman Bill Faber suggested a rise in violent crime could be due to the job losses and desperation during the pandemic. And with violent crime rising in several American cities, Faber called on the federal government to get involved.
We need a national intervention by our U.S. Congress and by our presidents to understand that cities are important and that we need to have a really almost a Marshall Plan for our cities to make this turnaround happen.
I think it was a good idea at one point to bring in other law enforcement, but at the same time, if these killers that dangerous, then what are they going to take the feds and the state boys through? We, need to get together and get some solutions to the gun violence, because it's ridiculous. We got to get a hold on to this gun violence. I know nobody want to turn their kids in, but this is really getting more dangerous each day.
Reporting in Decatur, Mark Maxwell, WCIA3, your local news leader.
The rise in crime is not isolated to Decatur. A recent report found murder rates are rising in many American cities. Research from a University of Missouri St. Louis professor found homicides spiked 42% this summer and were 34% higher this fall.